All right, so day 2 on the teardown. Me and Potak back at it. Time to lower it down, get underneath or get on top. We gotta, start working on pulling this engine out. Shouldn't be too much longer. We got most of the work done underneath, so let's get at it. Guys, remember, you got to use protection when you got paint this nice. I mean, this thing's made it. How many years? Shoot. 21 years? 22 years? This thing's made it 22 years. We'd hate to see it get damaged now. So we're going to go ahead and take care of the fenders. We got some vinyl wrap that 3M sent, so we're going to go ahead and put that on there after we just coat the fenders with some tape. And yeah, make sure it doesn't get scratched. So where are we starting at today?
Well, let's get the hood out of the way first, just so we could get some better lighting and see what we're doing.
All right.
Then we'll have to drain the cooling system. Power steering, AC, as we stated, was already recovered, so it's just a matter of taking the hoses off and getting everything out of the way. We'll have to make some new hoses for the new AC system. This stuff won't transfer over, so that's stuff that's planned.
All right, well, let's get the hood off. Alright guys, so what we didn't show you is we went ahead and drew some lines, some circles around where the bolts originally were, just so it'll be a little easier to line the hood back up when we have to put it back on. So yeah, so little tip to know, help you out on the reinstall.
We'll keep it until we're done, but like this is the power for the fuse box, and it may be slightly different when we go back together. Our alternator is not going to be in the same spot, the AC obviously won't be in the same spot. So some of this stuff will have to be reconfigured. Of course, we want to use as much OEM looking stuff as we can. We'll have to kind of figure out some stuff as we go for the build. We might need a bigger battery. This thing looks kind of wussy.
The relay?
Well, when you draw the cold cranking amps on, and it happens to be 777, that just doesn't seem very confident there. It doesn't instill very much confidence in you. It could be 555. How do we know?
It kind of looks like a lawnmower battery to me,
look,
just the colors.
Here's the group etched in.
That's custom, man. That's custom.
Plus, it looks like something from a lawnmower battery.
It does.
And it's not that old. It's from September.
We get this all cleaned up and repainted too.
Yeah, that unbolts, so that we'll just have our sandblast guys do that. I'm gonna grab a fan clutch wrench.
Custom?
Yep. Things are usually pretty tight. This one's not. It's almost like somebody took it loose before the video was playing, so they didn't look like a fool hitting it with a hammer.
I don't know, who might that have been?
That was one of the guys working in here when I was at breakfast. Bam. Won't be needing that anymore. We have the electric fan set up.
So we're gonna try and fit the radiator that came with the L83 in here. We don't quite know yet. We might end up using the one that's in here already, so we're gonna keep it around just in case.
Probably. We'll try to fit the radiator. We don't know if the width will be right.
Yeah,
that would be
the new one does
the
look pretty
trick.
wide.
This one looks like it's about as wide as it gets, too.
Get this cover off or what?
Yeah. Remember when I said I was going to get an air hose?
Yeah.
I decided to do my workout today, so I'm going to just keep on wrenching on everything.
Gone. Yeah, that does look pretty big.
I think this one just, this one bolts in. So we have 2 more bolts on the bottom, and we'll take that out. For now, I don't think it's in the way. So here's what we were talking about yesterday with the tranny lines. On this side are flare fitting. on a transmission side, they're a push lock. So if we retain this, we'll either have to convert these lines to fit the 6L80, which might involve making a line to convert it, because I think the 6L80 has a cooler on the driver's side on the transmission, and the 4L60 has that, and 4L80 has it on the passenger side.
So are we going to need any other original harness from this at all?
No, what I might look into is, I haven't looked at the wiring schematics yet, but we might be able to take our new L83 harness, take part of the old fuse box and basically morph them together, because they all work off of the same 12 volt ignition, key on, power, ground. You know, we'll have additional parts we'll have is like the electric fans, which we could run relays separately. But if we could reuse our old fuse box, that would save us from sending the harness off to get retrofitted. And it's just a matter of probably hooking up 16 to 20 wires or so, just to make everything work with the factory stuff.
Yeah, we've been talking about sending the harness off. We've talked with a couple companies that are willing to, you know, retrofit it for us. But, you know, in the end, we've kind of decided that we want to try and do it here on the channel and here at the shop, so we can show you guys, make it a little easier. It doesn't look too difficult as far as the new harness. Like you said, we hadn't quite looked at the old harness yet, what we can and can't use. But as far as the new harness is concerned, we've already been looking into getting it fit up. We're hoping to use the factory gauges in this and everything, just because it'd be awesome. So yeah, we'll see how that all turns out as we get the swap going. So will we retain any of this like type AC stuff or what?
No, but if we retain anything, it'll be basically the condenser in front of the radiator. And we might need to reuse the ends here. Like basically this is a crimp connector. So you could cut this off, put a new hose on here, and basically route the hose wherever you want. Same thing on this side. We won't reuse this, but whatever our new AC system is, it'll probably be on this side. I haven't looked at the schematics, but it should basically come from here to here, from here to the condenser in the front. And instead of having, you know, this 3-foot long hose, we'll have just a little bit less. It actually looks like it's better to leave the harness on the truck for now, because this goes through the firewall. And I don't want to mess with any wiring yet today other than unplugging stuff. So, you know, we'll just start unplugging stuff and taking it off the engine and leave it with the truck for now. Then as we go forth with the new engine, we'll basically remove what we don't need, because the new harness will have some of it, but some of it may have to be wired directly from the fuse and relay box to like the AC compressor, for instance. The new truck won't have EGR, so some stuff we won't even have on the new truck.
We got Pope giving us the looks over here.
Come to see how bad the damage was.
Pope wants this engine for his truck.
Yeah.
What do you have in yours? A 408? Yeah. You ready to go backwards to 350? Check out what I found, Seth.
What do we got?
Looks like Dominic did some wiring here.
Oh man.
Anytime you see house little twist connectors, you know Dominic's not far behind.
Those are
This
custom.
is the wrong way to wire anything automotive. And I guess that goes to, oh, it's a high pressure cutoff switch for the AC. Looks like the AC was having a problem at one time, and somebody bought the right connector.
Probably got chopped or something over there.
Yeah, somebody bought the right connector, and they just, yeah, they did a little bit of house wiring on it. We're not going to put that back on.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and disconnect all the harness and everything, and get this thing ready to go, ready to pull out. Okay, so we got mostly everything unhooked up top. Now we got to come down here, get the starter off, get the crank sensor unhooked, and yeah, we're pretty much finishing up getting this harness all undone and getting real close to pulling this engine out.
If I get my hat dirty, I'm going to need a new one. So
It's looking like it's gonna get dirty. Safety glasses.
Stuff's falling in my beard. My brand new hat. Getting grease on it from 1997.
It was a good year for grease.
Yeah. I think it was still edible back then. I think the new stuff probably isn't so safe. How much fuel was in this truck?
I think like a half a tank-ish.
Seems like I'm gonna have to siphon that off for safety purposes and put that in my Jeep. Or my Sierra, either one.
Yeah, I think it would be the safest to just
The safest is to
siphon it right into your car.
steal Trevor's fuel. I'll just back right up and
I mean,
put it in a safe container.
We're only doing it for safety.
Uh-huh.
All right, so our chain ended up being a little too short. We're gonna have to get a longer chain, and we went ahead and took off the power steering pump. So it was in our way of being able to use this bolt here. So we just went ahead and pulled it off real quick, and then we'll get a longer chain on here and get this thing out. All right, so we got it all hooked up. We've already got the motor mounts off and everything. The engine's loose. It doesn't look like anything's hooked up, so now all that's left is to use the engine hoist to get it out. We definitely made a super big mess under there. We're gonna have to clean up here in a second.
There we go. Twisted. Okay. Like that. So we don't take out the radiator or the brake line. Since we didn't take the exhaust off the recommended way. We took off the best way for us.
It's definitely looking like some extra
Okay.
leakage is going on down there.
Check this side.
Oh man.
Like, got some brackets. I'm trying to stay. Just gonna push this out. Once we get the crank pulley clear, we gain a lot more room. Are you hitting?
It's like just on this harness.
Yeah, I'm pushing on the radiator. Can we go down a little bit?
Looks like we got a swimming pool down there.
Okay. What I want to do is kind of twist
You
this.
think we should take these off?
We could if we need
the
to.
firewall over there. That one's hitting the firewall.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it just O2 sensor?
There,
again?
if I can hold it like this, you can probably do it.
Like
There.
that?
Yeah, I can hold it right here.
All right. Oh man. Yeah, I'll just go for it. Just where we're right. Where it's gonna pop over the radiator. Okay. We shouldn't be binding anymore.
No.
Oh, the transmission line got back hooked up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what was dragging.
Okay.
Hold on, I got a tool for that. Seth, have you seen this tool before?
Yeah, that's a good tool. Very good tool.
Let me just get this tranny line off loose. I unplugged these, but apparently it fell back into place.
You didn't want to let go, man.
Let me just push those down out of the way.
Yep.
There we go. Brand new.
Tool good for all.
And just connect this guy.
Just lift this puppy on out and get her out of the way.
We just have enough room.
Perfect.
I was a little bit worried about that extra long strap there. I stole that from the warehouse guys. That's what they used to put the engines in the crates.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Uh-oh. Got a stowaway here. Don't need that bracket. And the harness just has to go over O2 sensor. Nope, we'll just take the O2 out.
You want to lower the engine a spec?
No, we never go backwards. Always got to make forward progress.
I like your idea.
Even if it takes 4 times longer, never go backwards. Hopefully I could take that loose.
This might be the original. This isn't bad.
Okay. I'm not gonna have the advantage of somebody already taking it loose. Yeah.
Remember that time we said we'd never go backwards?
I'm gonna go backwards a little bit.
Okay, just a little backwards.
Sometimes it's better to go backwards than go forward. Sometimes.
Okay.
I don't like taking
That should be good.
2 steps back.
We'll only take one step
One
back.
step back, 2 steps forward.
And then we'll finish the race here.
All right, that was a little bit easier than I thought.
Okay. Let's lift it up.
There's coolant everywhere.
I know, dude. It's not good. It's a good thing Trevor and Jason are away from the shop right now.
Yeah.
This will be all cleaned up before you guys even know it. So definitely nothing leaked on the ground.
Nothing.
We captured it all.
The shop's
So,
brand new still.
so there's nothing going on down there, including lines that are still leaking fuel onto the ground. All right, so it's a really good thing we had all this stuff laid down here, and of course no fuel lines came down and dumped fuel all over the floor or anything while we were pulling the engine out, and you know, filled the whole shop with fuel smell. I mean, it's a real good thing that didn't happen, you know, because then we'd end up with a huge pile of fuel-soaked rags, and you know, it just wouldn't be a good thing. I mean, breathing in those fumes, it's not good for you. So good thing, always take precaution and set this stuff down first, and then you know, nothing like that'll happen. So good thing we did that. We also got some suspension stuff to unveil to you guys soon. We'll do that in one of the next videos coming up. While all this is out, we'll probably swap the suspension. We've been talking about 4-link in the rear. We haven't you know, purchased one or anything, so if you guys know of good 4-link for this truck, put it down below in the comments. We'll definitely check it out. Like I said, we need to check where they C-notch the frame, make sure that's all safe. It looks like it may have been a quick job or something, so we definitely want to look into that, because all this power hitting the drag strip and autocross, we definitely don't want anything happening unsafe wise. So we're going to go over the truck completely, clean up anything to make it look really good once everything's in here, and yeah, I mean, job done. I would say this was about a 5-hour job total with all the filming. You know, if we would have just been straight at it, we probably could have got this done in about 3 hours. So really easy job. Everything's pretty straightforward. You know, it only requires a few tools. Obviously, you guys saw we did it pretty much by hand. The only power tool I think we used at all was the saw to cut the exhaust off, and if we had taken our time and unbolted it, we could have done that with just normal tools too. So I mean, it really didn't even take that much more time just using normal hand tools. So this was a really easy job. I'm sure putting the engine back in it won't be quite as easy, but as you can see, there's quite a lot of room in here, and this factory radiator is pretty big, so the L83 radiator might just fit in no problem. We may just use this one, I'm not sure. We'll be finding that out here soon in the future. I mean, I can't believe how quick this was. I mean, only a few hours and it's out and pretty much ready to go. We'll get that harness out, get everything cleaned up, and yeah, start assembly.
What are we gonna do tomorrow?
Maybe just clean up the harness and stuff, I guess, see what else we can get cleaned up, and then start working on the L83. I need to get the suspension stuff all on the way. I mean, we pretty much know what we're gonna do as far as you know, who we're going with and stuff like that. Other than the 4-link, we do need to get that sorted out quickly.
We have the new motor mounts and accessories.
Yeah, we
and
do.
everything.
We do. Yeah, we have the new motor mounts and stuff, so we can start cleaning that up, get the motor mounts in there. Yeah, I thought this was going to take a little longer, honestly. That's why I wasn't in such a hurry to get the suspension stuff on order, but now I'm in a hurry. So we need to get that on order, figure out a 4-link, and you know, probably swap some coilovers in here, get it handling good. Of course, we want to do autocross, so we don't want the leaf spring suspension in the back for that. Yeah, so that'll be coming soon, guys.